Over the past few months, I've been navigating significant health worries that created a perfect storm of uncertainty and anxiety. Through this experience, I've discovered 7 strategies that genuinely help me support myself during the most difficult times. And let me be clear, I am not a psychologist or a medical professional. These tips are based solely on my personal experience. What actually worked for me when everything felt like it was falling apart. So let's dive in, starting with the strategy number 1. Reduce everything to bare minimum. This is your first line of defense, and here's why it's so crucial. Anxiety isn't just in your head, it's an actual physical experience that affects your entire body and drains your energy. When you're dealing with anxious thoughts, the last thing you want to do is to bring on additional stress from trying to maintain your normal pace of life. Look at everything on your plate and ask yourself, is this absolutely necessary right now? Here's how to approach this work. You can't abandon your job, but you can avoid taking on new projects, skip optional meetings, and focus only on essential deliverables. Household chores. Do the absolute minimum. Maybe your partner takes on more, or you simply accept that for a while things won't be perfect. Social commitments. It's okay to say, I'm going through a rough time right now and need to step back for a bit. Personal projects. That YouTube channel, side hustle, or creative project can wait. During my health scare, I practically disappeared from my own content creation for months. Was it optimal for my own quote-unquote brand? No. Was it necessary for my mental health? Absolutely. Of course, some things you simply cannot give up, like work deadlines, but there is always more room to do less than you think. Moving on to the strategy number 2. Make sleep your number 1 priority. When you're anxious, you need more sleep. Period. Anxiety is physically exhausting because your body is working overtime, trying to process all that worry and stress. So you definitely need that extra recovery time. I know, getting quality sleep while anxious can feel impossible, but here's how to stack the deck in your favor. Go to bed 1 hour earlier than usual to account for longer time to fall asleep. No blue light 1 to 2 hours before bed. I got an e-reader specifically for this purpose. Choose calming, focus on calming pre-sleep activities. Read light novels, watch funny series, nothing exciting or too stimulating. And if you're struggling with falling asleep once you're already in bed, here are the 2 exercises that help me. The first one is the body scan. You're probably familiar with it. You need to mentally scan your entire body from head to toes while breathing deeply. And the other one is the ABC exercise. So pick a topic like movies or books and list items alphabetically until you drift off. During my anxious period, I went the extra mile with my sleep routine because I realized that when I'm both anxious and sleep deprived, everything felt 10 times harder. Even adding 30 to 60 minutes of extra sleep can balance things out. The goal is to give your body the best chance to recover from the extra energy anxiety demands. Moving on to the next strategy. Journal out your thoughts. Anxiety often stems from feeling out of control, and that feeling lives in your mind, not necessarily in reality. During my health worries, I realized that many of my anxious thoughts weren't rooted in what was actually happening, but in what I thought might happen. This journaling technique helps you work with those feelings directly by creating a conversation with yourself on paper. Write your worry. For example, what if this health issue is something serious? Then try to respond from a more objective but still kind perspective. You've already seen a doctor, you're getting proper tests done, and you have access to good healthcare. You're taking all the right steps. Even if it's something that needs treatment, you're catching it early and you have support. Continue the dialogue. But what if the treatment doesn't work? Then you'll explore other options. Medical science has many tools, and you will work with your doctor to find what works. You're not facing this alone. The act of writing makes your thoughts more tangible and makes you see them more objectively. You're literally creating new neural pathways and belief systems one conversation at a time. Return to this exercise every time you feel anxious. The goal is to build a new belief system that feels more balanced and realistic. Moving on to the next strategy. Develop a supportive inner voice. Even with the most supportive circle and access to professional help, most of the time you're alone with your anxious thoughts, and anxiety doesn't wait for convenient moments to strike. That's why developing a supportive inner voice is crucial. When anxiety hits, pretend you're the wisest, most supportive friend you know, real or imagined. How would they respond? You can write the whole conversation down or simply play it out in your mind. Anxious thought. I probably won't get this job. Why won't you? You have the perfect skill set, you're great at communication and teamwork, all your past colleagues loved working with you, and you were professional during the interview. You're likely to get it, and if you don't, it just means they had different criteria. It has nothing to do with your professional abilities. We're not engaging in toxic positivity here or denying any real concerns. We just want to create a feeling of safety and support from within, so next time when anxiety strikes, you know that you've got your own back. Moving on to the strategy number 5. Do mild exercise that gets you moving. This tip is highly personal, but I noticed something interesting. When anxiety hit, gym felt overwhelming. But walking felt inviting. Walking is probably the best anti-anxiety medicine available. It gets you moving without overwhelming pressure. It takes you out of your head and into your body. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's calm-down mechanisms. It has the lowest entry barrier possible. Just step outside. And all of that with virtually zero side effects. If you have access to nature, even better. There is something about being in nature that puts your anxious thoughts into perspective. If you want more challenge, try jogging, but don't force anything that feels like additional stress. When anxiety makes intense exercise feel nearly impossible, a simple walk outdoors might be more effective than a gym session for calming your mind. Moving on to the strategy number 6. Create a daily ritual. This might be the most important strategy because it addresses what anxiety is really about. Feeling out of control. What matters with anxiety is the feeling of lacking control, and it's this feeling that triggers our safety systems. It doesn't matter whether we are or aren't in control in real life, what matters is this feeling. Creating one small ritual gives you an island of certainty in uncertain times. My ritual was burning a candle every single night, and if for some reason I couldn't burn a candle, then I had to do a gratitude meditation. I created a whole story around it and treated this ritual as if my whole life depended on it. Was this magical thinking? Probably, but it doesn't hurt being a little bit delusional to protect your mental health, because the alternative is letting your mind deteriorate under constant worry about whatever it is that makes you anxious. Sometimes a little magical thinking is exactly what you need to regain a sense of control when everything else feels like it's failing you. Your ritual could be 5 minutes in silence with a morning cup of coffee, evening journaling, a specific meditation practice, even something as simple as making your bed with intention. I would even say go full on OCD on it. The key here is consistency and creating meaning around it. Moving on to the final strategy. Build support systems. All the previous strategies were about managing your feelings or energy levels, essentially damage control. But you also need something to look forward to. You need to actively cultivate joy in your life. I call these things support systems, but they can be literally anything that brings you happiness. A girls' night with friends, a solo date at your favorite cafe, hobbies like painting, singing, reading, comedy shows that make you laugh, your favorite YouTuber's latest videos, a weekly walk with your partner, that book series you've been meaning to start. During my anxious period, I made it a point to return to people and things that made me happy. When everything felt heavy and uncertain, these moments of joy became my anchors, a proof that good things still existed in life waiting for me to experience them. Don't wait until you feel better to do things you enjoy. Often, it's doing things you enjoy that helps you feel better. And this is it. These 7 strategies are the ones that help me manage anxiety levels during difficult times. And yes, it's still helpful to seek professional help if you have access to it, but I think that sometimes even a small habit, like a daily ritual, can make a world of difference. And with that, I hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comment section which strategies resonate with you the most. And as always, I wish you a great day and I will see you next time. Bye bye.